You are very welcome back. Now, all morning Derek has been getting his hands dirty, loving it, in Airfield Estate in Dundrum.
Because believe it or not,
Nice.
Derek is trying his hand at gardening.
Yes, Derek, how are you getting on, my love?
Yes,
right
I love
out there,
gardening.
Farm.
I grew up on a farm down in Limerick, guys, of course. Anyway, welcome down here to Airfield Estate and Farm, Dublin's premier sustainable food hub, slap bang here in the heart of the capital. We're joined now by head gardener Gavin Kenny. Good morning to you, Gavin.
Good morning.
First up, Happy New Year.
And the same to yourself.
How was your Christmas?
Beautiful, yeah. It was a really enjoyable time. Good people, good friends, good parties. As it should be.
And it's back to work now.
And it is.
And speaking of back to work, I mean, we're in your brand new community garden. We'll talk about that in a few moments' time. First up, tell us about your role here as head gardener.
So I am the head gardener here in Airfield, and I manage, with, it must be said, an excellent team of craft gardeners you'll see later on. I manage the ornamental gardens which surround the Overends house up above, and also the food production area and the growing practices, the amazing growing practices that we have here which support Airfield's sustainable food hub.
Now, tell us about the growing practices.
So we're very fortunate here, Derek. Actually, we've got kind of two amazing and complementary growing practices. One, organic farming, which I'm sure many of your viewers have heard of already, and the other, regenerative agriculture, or no-till farming as it is. So organic farming, as many people know, it avoids like synthetic and harmful chemicals. So we kind of produce our produce using our in-site or on-site compost we make ourselves, crop rotation, plant selection, and a thing called biological control, which is really interesting. Basically, we use like the insects and invertebrates from the actual area here in Airfield to really control the pests that are here, or to manage the pests that are here. And the second one, like kind of regenerative agriculture or no-till, really it's kind of three kind of main principles. One is, disturb the soil as little as possible to retain the soil structure. The second one is to cover the soil as much as possible. So you'll see here, we'll have mulch or compost. It's how we get our fertility into the soil. And the third one is really to keep it planted as much as possible. So you keep the plants in the ground, which in a sense, photosynthesis feeds the soil. It's how the plants feed the bacteria.
Brand new community garden here, Gavin.
Yeah.
It's up and running now, which is great to see.
It is, of course, And, this here, what we have here, I mean, people often ask, what is a community garden? Like, what does it do, and why do we have them? And I suppose, like, a community garden, in a spatial sense, what a community garden is, it's a piece of ground or land, as you can see here, that's available and suitable for growing vegetables, which you can see this place is. But also, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to create a community. And not only an ordinary community, like a diverse community. And I mean diversity within like age, gender, ethnicity, physical ability, knowledge, bring that together. Also in a sense of like a healthy community, and a healthy, I mean like in the sense like social well-being. We want people to come down, have a bit of fun, tell some stories.
And of course, it wouldn't happen without the volunteers. And we're just going to walk and talk here, and we're going to say good morning to Deirdre Lyons. Good morning to you, Deirdre.
Good morning.
And Deirdre, you're just around the corner here, aren't you?
Yeah, I live just off the Ballantyre Road here in Dundrum, so I can walk up to Airfield.
Yeah, nice and handy. And tell us why you volunteer here.
Well, I volunteer here because I think it's a great community group. It's excellent to have it here. You can come in, you always meet people to have a chat with. You learn lots about what's going on here. The gardeners give you tips. It's good to be out in the air. It's good for your mental health. And then I can bring it home to my own little garden and do bits and pieces there and try and make it a nicer place for my family.
And you were telling me you enjoy gardening yourself.
I do enjoy gardening, even in the rain. But I particularly love roses, and I love to grow some vegetables and things like that.
And when you're down here, of course, you learn about what's in season and what's not in season. Of course, you get to bring your own home as well.
Yeah, sure, you get to grow a few things here, and then you can bring them home and put them on the table, and you know exactly where you're getting it from. And they don't use any sort of fertilisers or anything here, so it's absolutely brilliant.
So it's a win-win all round. And speaking of what's in season, I suppose, and what we should be doing at the moment, Gavin, what should actually we be doing?
So at the moment, what we're doing here, we're planting some onions. These are called Shakespeare onions. They'll be ready in June. Gorgeous, nice kind of white, crispy onion. And, so...
And they'll grow quite large now,
They
right?
will, of course,
Yeah.
and that's why we're giving them a bit of space. Now, they're a bit late going into the ground now, to be honest, but, if your endeavour is an experiment, regardless, whatever happens is a result. That's our dibber there, OK? I'm kind of old school. I'll kind of use my hands, I like to get my hands dirty, to get them kind of
what else
clean.
should we be planting at the moment,
Well, I
Gavin?
mean, it is January, so a lot of what should be planted would be already in the ground at this stage. So really what we do is, this time of year, there's kind of the 3 Ps, like prepare, OK, and prune and really you're just kind of getting everything ready for, for spring. You can see what we have. There's some kale in the ground already. And we're just using this time really just to clean as well. Often this time we use it to clean, make compost, and just get everything ready for late spring and late winter and early spring.
Like, this is where we should be going in terms of food sustainability. We should be growing our own, right?
So absolutely. I mean, that's what we're trying to do here in Airfield. We're looking towards our food sustainable hub, and basically what that is that we're showcasing and promoting food sustainable systems through, as I mentioned before, our growing systems, also our food preparation courses and our educational courses. And really, we're just trying to bring them all together. But ultimately, we want people to come down here to Airfield.
And they can volunteer as well, right?
Absolutely, volunteer. Come down, have a look and see the practices we're doing, and join us here. Join us in the community garden, and there'll be experience. And really, what we'd like people to do is see what we do here. Hopefully inspire people to, get involved, even to replicate it, and they can do it in their windowsill and their balconies as well.
Wherever you are around the country. Now, where can we find out more online before we let you go?
So we can go on the website airfield.ie or hello at the email address hello@airfield.ie.
Okay.
I mean, it's great to see. We'd really like to see you all, and give us a shout. And come down and have a bit of crack.
And can we say a big shout out as well to Holly and Dan in the backdrop there, who've been working hard since 4:30 this morning, I believe, before we arrived down. Anyway, that's all from us here at Airfield Estate. Back to you in studio. Right, let's get planted. Come on now. Let's go.
Let's get planting. Love that. Got my bulbs all planted already as well. Thank you very much, Derek. Oh yeah, it'll come well.
New Year's resolution. Oh, I see you getting ahead. Airfield Estate is brilliant. It's a great day out with the kids as well. I've had many happy afternoons there.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Derek, for that. Brilliant. Coming up, we're going to get some advice on how to drift off and get the optimal sleep.
It's not just for us, it's for everybody. And it's for getting the kids back into their routine, because obviously everything's happening next week.
Great.
And we're also going to get the lowdown on the tech tools to help your 2024 goals.
Oh, brilliant. And Tommy and Muireann are going to get their sweat
Little
on
pub.
in the new year
Not happening.
in their workout gear.
Not happening.
See you.
Good on you.
I did it last
Come
year.
to
Who
it.
wants to see that?